For more, let me go back to Ma Jun, Director of the Institute of Public and Environmental Affairs. Mr. Ma, legislation and legal work came very early in his speeches by Minister Li. Talk to us about how China has been doing in this particular field.
Yeah, I think China's environmental protection have long been troubled by the weak enforcement. Because of this weak enforcement, the cost of violation remains to be much lower than the cost of compliance, and which means the factories, the companies have no motivation to really adopt green pollution control technologies. And behind that is the local interference made by the officials to protect the polluting factories, local officials. And how to deal with that? I think now there's kind of this two approach. One is to take advantage of the absolute authority of the central government to send down thousands of inspectors to check about to hold the local officials accountable, which has made a big impact during the past couple of years. For the first time, there has been some change of attitude from the local officials, and now reach out to the have implications among the industries. Having said that, there's another path. Another path is based on the transparency and public supervision. With all this information being disclosed to the public, including the world's first online, real-time disclosure of the automatic monitoring data. Tens of thousands of major factories being under supervision. And now I think the next step is to work all of this into the credit system so that when any violators could have problem to receive their bank loans or issue bonds or even get their contract from the buyers.
I want to put this press conference into greater context here, in the global context, because China has been very committed to global efforts and cooperation when it comes to combating climate change. China was instrumental in the achievement of that Paris Climate Accord.
Yep.
How do you evaluate China's role right now when it comes to global efforts?
We all know that China, during the past 5 years, have been through a real big transformation. From sometimes, when at that time there's a kind of this thinking about whether we can really be a leader to tackle this. And now, during the past 5 years, we managed to stabilize the once kind of a rapid increase of the coal consumption. During the past 5 years, it has stabilized and even started coming down. I think this gives China a lot of confidence that the green transformation conducted in China will not just benefit China, it can also benefit the world, because burning half of the world's coal could make China the largest carbon emitter in the world. And by tackling that issue, by addressing that issue, it will definitely boost the global public good. And now when the U.S. Trying to pull out this, has pulled out this Paris Accord, China has been put on the driver's seat. I think what China needs to do is first do our work right, and then try to share our best practice with other countries in even Belt and Road projects.
A great point. We will get more on just this point from our correspondent in Europe. Thank you so much, Mr. Ma, for staying with us all afternoon.